Hello, everybody. Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. I have another little sneak peek for us, and this is amazing. I can't show you the inside of the catalogs yet per Stampin' Up! Policy, but I can show you the fun projects I've been working on. So here is the mini catalog, only the cover and the back cover. And I'm telling you what, if this doesn't give you a spark of interest, I don't know what will. And look, celebration begins again on January 4th through the end of February, 28th of February. So if you've ordered from me in the last year, you can expect to get both of these, the mini catalog and the celebration brochure, in your mailbox. I'm guessing that would come out probably second to third week in December. So if you do not have a current demonstrator and you would like a catalog, please reach out to me. I will put the link down below the video here that you can request the catalog. And like I said, if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be happy to mail one out to you. So these catalogs are great for inspiration, not only shopping, but for inspiration, color coordination, card layout. So check them out. They're a great resource. All right, you guys. Oh, let me show you what I've got here. So like I said, I cannot show you the inside of the catalog, but the very first pages, there is it's called the Sweet Talk Suite. Look at these. Aren't they adorable? Along with the sweetheart dies. Look at all the dies. Look at all the hearts. I love that you can cut out multiples because we all know we love to sprinkle our Valentine's Day cards on our wedding cards and romance or love notes with lots of hearts, right? And this adorable little envelope die and tag. So let's start with today's project. There is an embossing folder also that comes in this. And I've got it right here. I thought I forgot it, but I didn't. So is what we're going to need. Here's our card. Do you love that embossing folder? I really do. It's called the Gingham check, right? Gingham, see, new products, new names. No, it's just the Gingham embossing folder. So we're going to make this little Valentine card. And then on the inside, it just says, happy to have you in my life. And I had this stray little red heart, and now I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take my glue dot. I'm going to put it right on there like that, pick up my glue dot, and I think this needs a little heart in there, don't you? See how that just finished it right off, right? Okay, so here's what you're going to need for this card. Of course, you're going to need the Gingham embossing folder. And I have a piece of, and I have to remeasure because I didn't put a tag. So this measures 3 3/4 by 5. All right. And then I have a miscellaneous strip that measures 1 inch by 5 because we want it to fit on there. And then I had already stamped and die cut a real red and a Highland Heather heart. And I have the stitched label, and this comes from the, it is called the All Dressed Up dies, which look like this. And those are in the annual catalog, and I just used this die. So let's start. Oh, and I have one more thing I wanted to show with this. So is what we're going to do is we are going to first off set up our stamparatus for stamping our label. You know how we just want that that perfect, have it straight and have it stamped beautifully, all of that. Whoa, I dropped one of my plates. Sorry about that noise. All right. So is what I'm going to do out of our stamp set here. I want this Happy Valentine's Day. Okay. And I'm going to set that right here. Well, actually, yeah, I will. So I should show you from the beginning how to set this up. I still had this set up from when I did the card. Let's just flip this over. I'm going to set this right here. And I'm going to pick up my stamp. And then I'm going to ink this up with Real Red. And I'm going to stamp it down here. Because now I can see where this is going to go, right? So now here's a piece that I have die cut one of the labels from. So see, this started out as a solid piece like this. So I just die cut it out of the center and saved this. I'm going to put this down so that I can see exactly where I want it to go on my label. And then just like a puzzle piece, I pop my label in. I'm going to put a stamp pad underneath here because that just helps to level the playing field here. Shoot, you can't see everything. All right, well, let's go like this. We're going to ink this up first. And then I can move this up and I'm going to stamp. And there it is. It stuck, but it fell off. And you can see I have my perfect label, right? And that way, if it doesn't stamp dark enough to your liking, you can restamp, or you don't have to worry about it being crooked on your card either. So being these are photopolymer stamps, I do want to bring in my silicone mat or my piercing pad. We're going to take our 1-inch strip, and we need our X and our O. And I'm using Highland Heather and Real Red. And the reason I chose those colors, and I'll show you here in just a minute, is here's the designer series paper. Let's zoom out. All right. And you can see all of our coordinating colors. So I just decided I wasn't using designer series paper, but I wanted it to coordinate with this paper because I made my Sweet Talk treat box using that paper. And I wanted my card to coordinate with my treat box. So I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. So let's stamp. And I just free-handed these. So I have the X with Highland Heather, the O with Real Red, the X again with Highland Heather, and then we're just going to repeat this pattern down the strip. I found that I had basically 3 of each, which is kind of nice because we always talk about the X's and the O's, right? All right. Now, so I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to bring in our envelope. I had right here just a moment ago. I've put it someplace. So let me just grab another. And we're going to do a little X and O on the flap of our envelope too, just to bring our card theme forward. And I'm going to overlap these two a little bit just because I thought it looked cute on the flap. Do I have anything else? No, I don't. I do not believe I do. So let's take our card base, or just our regular card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to give that a good crease with our phone folder. All right. So on the inside of this, while we have our ink out, I'm going to stamp our sentiment, which comes from the Sweet Conversations. Happy to have you in my life. Cute, right? And rather than the little red cutout, I'm going to do this Highland Heather, and I'm just going to put that right there. I like it. Great. Now we can put our ink away. And we have to bring in our embossing machine because I want to show you this Gingham embossing folder. Awesome. So here's our piece of 3 3/4 by 5. And as you've heard me say before, if you've watched me before, I love this rubber shelf paper. It just helps keep everything nice and solid while you're cranking things through. You guys, here's my stuff I was looking for, my envelope. I had it all in the embossing folder and my card bag. Great. Here's the Gingham embossing folder. And this is not a 3D embossing folder. So you need your platform number 1, and you're going to need 2 cutting plates, okay? You can see my cutting plates are well loved, but that's okay, they work well. So you never put your paper all the way up to the hinge, you keep it back. And then you put your folder in hinge side first. And then we can just roll this through. And you see how nice my Stamp and Cut and Emboss stays in place with this rubber shelf paper underneath. I just love that. And I wish I could remember, there was a demonstrator that showed it, and I wish I could remember who it was to give her the glory, but I don't remember. All right, so there's our embossing folder. Can you see it? It's really pretty. And I can only imagine, I haven't tried it yet, but I want to ink it up and run paper through it too and see what happens with one side and then the other. So now that we have this, I am going to take my liquid glue and give this a little run. And then I'm going to put this just to the left edge of my gingham embossed piece. And you can see that I didn't have it cut exact. And I do that on purpose so that I can have it, I trim it then. So it's the exact fit for my card. Now is what I'm going to do is add some dimensionals. And I'll put 5 on here. I like that one in the center just to keep it from sagging. There's that. We'll put that right here, centered on our card front. And this white on white, I think, is just so rich looking. Now I'm going to take a full-size dimensional and I'm going to put it right in the center of my heart. I'm going to take my little label from the All Dressed Up dies that we stamped using the Stamparatus. I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on that. And then I'm going to center this just kind of down low, like maybe the bottom third of our card. And I want to make sure I get that nice and straight. And now I'm going to add this heart with the dimensional, and I'm just going to have it overlap the front of the label a little bit. Add some liquid glue. And where are those adorable little embellishments that come in this suite too? Look at these classic matte dots. And you can color them with your Stampin' Blend alcohol markers to turn these whatever color you'd like. Today, I'm good with just the white. So I'm gonna just put one of those right there on my heart. I've got my inside finished. I've got my envelope stamped. And my card was that quick and ready to go. And remember me telling you that it comes with these adorable, sweet little boxes. They already have the I call it the tear and tape, but they have just the 3M adhesive two-sided tape on there. And voila, coordinating treat box. And look at this beautiful red, real red linen ribbon. Isn't it pretty? And it ties like the best bows ever. So here's that little envelope die and hearts jumping out of there. All right, you guys, I'm really excited about the new products in this mini catalog. Be sure to check out my blog. I am hosting a spring stamping retreat along with one of my team members, Sandy Mines. And we would love to send you a kit in the mail if you are not local. And if you are local, we'd love to have you join us. Check it out at createwithbrenda.com. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.